Super fighter robot, Mega Man. 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 Fighting to save the world.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Ramen Otaku show. Today, we are going to be talking about the history of Japanese robotics. So, how did it start? Why do we love Japanese robots so much? Well, it didn't start from here, I can tell you that. It actually dates way, way further. I'll show you. Yep, it's right here. On April 3rd, 1952, Osamu Tezuka created Mighty Atom, or Astro Boy in the West. But because this is a Japanese show, we're just gonna stick with Mighty Atom. The story revolves around the adventures of a little robotic boy, where he fights for peace, whether it be on Earth or in outer space. His popularity skyrocketed, spawning loads of manga, anime, toys, etc. He is the most recognizable character in Japanese media. He has starred in 3 animes. The first one being released on January 1st, 1963, the second one being released on October 1st, 1980, and the third one being released on April 6, 2003. A film was also released on October 8, 2009, all animated in CGI at Hong Kong. A reboot to the series was announced on March 2015, as well as a live-action film on July 2017. However, there is no new updates or any news of progression confirmed, so whether this series and film will come to fruition is unknown. It's likely that Mighty Atom's run has finally come to an end. Maybe. Now, on to the next model. It's my dad's favorite as a kid. Not sure if many of you mainlanders might know about this, but for us Hawaiianers, we know it very well. On July 8, 1972, Tezuka's assistant, Shotoru Ishinomori, created what would become a successor to Mighty Atom, Kikaida. The good Dr. Komiyoji creates Jiro, who transforms into Kikaida, a super robot built to protect his 2 children from the evil Professor Gill and his army of dark robots. Yes, I know, sounds familiar, right? This series was a huge hit in Hawaii. With its colorful designs and amazing stunts, this tokusatsu show brightened the eyes of many young children. Kikaida also appeared in other forms of media, a manga released on December 1972, and a movie released on March 17, 1973. There was also a spin-off series called Kikaida 01, which was released on May 12, 1973. This series starred Kikaida's older brother, Ichiro, and a film that starred Kikaida's rival, Kikaida, which was released on April 15, 1995. There was also a Kikaida anime, which was released on October 16, 2000, with an even darker storytelling compared to that of the original series. And last but certainly not least, a reboot film was released on May 24th, 2014. As of now, we do not know the fate of what will happen to Kikaida, as there has been nothing new beyond the reboot film. It's likely that Kikaida has shared the same fate as Mighty Atom. Are you following along? Do you understand the pattern? I hope you do, because we're about to get to the meaty part. So, how did Capcom become such a recognizable and popular gaming company? Well, we're about to get to that chapter right now. A Japanese company named Capcom became known for its arcade games, most of them being top-down shooters. A young artist named Keiji Inafune joined Capcom to become the new character designer. Many of Inafune's inspirations were drawn from his love for anime and manga, which also includes Mighty Atom. The first project he worked on was a fighting game known by many as Street Fighter. After the completion of Street Fighter, Capcom wanted to create a new IP that would be designed specifically for the home video gaming consoles, where Inafune was asked to participate in. With the guiding hand of his mentor Akira Kitamura, the two set out to create that game. What was originally supposed to be a game based on Mighty Atom would later become its own original game. Kitamura would create the basic concept for what the main hero should look like in 8-bit. Then Inafune would add blue for the color since the Famicom has a large selection of blues, and the young artist would draw the main artwork. The main hero went through a lot of names before Inafune decided on the name Rockman, based on his love for rock and roll music. Capcom of America didn't like the name, so they changed it to Mega Man for the West. And it stuck. But I prefer calling him Rockman, so let's just keep it at that. And the stage was set. It was time to rock and roll. The game was released on December 17th, 1987. Rockman must stop the evil Dr. Wily from taking over the world with his army of robots. With its state-of-the-art high-resolution graphics. The game was not only pretty to look at the time, but extremely difficult to play, which would become a staple for the entire series. While the first one didn't sell well, the many sequels that Inafune and his team would make would actually become very successful. The type of success that would spawn loads of other series, expanding the entire franchise. However, on October 29, 2010, Keiji Inafune left Capcom due to frustration with the company. On 2011, all plans for new Mega Man games were immediately cancelled, upsetting a lot of fans. This was the day where the Blue Bomber fell to ruin. And then we come to what may be considered the most darkest moment in robotics history. Yeah, you know what I'm looking at. After the cancellation of several Rockman games, Inafune took notice and decided that he would have to take matters into his own hands. On August 31st, 2013, Inafune announced a Kickstarter to a spiritual successor to the Blue Bomber that would be called Mighty No. 9. Developed by both his own company Concept and his friends at Inti Creates, Inafune was set on rebuilding the Blue Bomber's legacy from the ground up. His dream was for robots and humans to live together in peace, which is what Rockman was originally envisioned to be, but was now being passed on to his successor, Beck. He would also make an early appearance in a little game called Mighty Gunvolt on August 20th, 2014. However, the game suffered through multiple delays, upsetting a lot of fans and causing lots of controversy. But even after the game was already released on July 21st, 2016, fans were still complaining about the game. On June 13, 2017, Level 5 bought out Concept and then became Level 5 Concept. You know, Level 5, the guys that made Yokai Watch. Don't give me that fucking response, you racist piece of shit! Even after that, most of Inafune's projects would never come to fruition. Because of the massive negative response, it's likely that all of Inafune's plans were scrapped entirely, and the man himself disappeared from the face of the planet. And it seems that Beck was scrapped forever. Rest in peace, Beck! You'll always be remembered for many things. A robot, an android, a fighter, a champion, a hero, but most of all, you'll always be remembered for one thing and one thing alone. Mighty, I'm sorry I need a moment. I didn't have to be bad. He was so young. It seemed that the age of robotics was dead. Without anything to show the world how important robotics is, It seems everyone only saw robots as a complete waste of time, or an evil human killing machine. It also seemed that Capcom seemed to have lost a ton of brain cells, as they only chose to make games that nobody wants, and not listen to what the people want. Other companies seem to care more about the Blue Bomber than Capcom themselves. On June 8, 2015, Capcom announced Rockman Classic Collection. Fans were confused and outraged. This collection only includes games 1 through 6, with 7 to 10 completely missing. However, the entire purpose of the Classic Collection was to introduce Rockman to a new generation of gamers. Also, if fans wanted to prove to Capcom that Rockman is still a relevant IP, they would have to buy the game. Eventually, on June 5th, 2017, Capcom announced the second part to the Classic Collection that features 7 to 10. However, the Classic Collection wasn't available on any Nintendo hardware, upsetting a good portion of fans since Nintendo helped build the foundation of the Rockman series. Well, a good portion of it anyways. And then, on December 4th, 2017, Capcom finally announced that the Classic Collection would eventually be released on the Switch with 1 and 2 together, with a rewind feature, but they also announced something very surprising. Something that we would never expect for a long time.
Mega Man to take down Dr. Mighty and bring to all the humans and the robots, but suddenly Capcom turned to crack on and it took. We thought he was dead, but then a miracle came. It's Mega Man, he's finally back, and the 8 years of absence, he's gonna take down Wily. We don't want Street Fighter and Mega Man 11 will finally show up his true potential in this new entry. Happy 30th birthday, the Bomber. Go, you are the hero, we believe in.
That's right, after 8 years of impatient waiting, Capcom announced Rockman 11, with Kazuhiro Tsuchiya as the producer, Koichi Oida as director, Yuji Ishihara as art director, and Marika Suzuki as the composer. The team worked very hard to make it the best game as a message to everyone that he's back and better than ever. They certainly did not want to disappoint their fans since it was the Blue Bomber's 30th anniversary. The game was released and it was a huge success. Fans were happy that the Blue Bomber has finally returned. And who knows, we may get a new X game, or even more beyond the future.
So here we are. It is the year, I guess, 2000X, kind of, and we have a new Mega Man game, Mega Man 11. And I think Capcom is doing an amazing job, keeping the Blue Bomber alive as he should be.
Thank you, Capcom, for everything you have given us, and I hope that Rockman will live a long and happy life, just how I hope that humans and robots can live together in peace. Thanks for watching.